Hello guys, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe.
And spontaneous dancers.
We are
Whether
going
you
to
cheer from the
be
back
reacting
row
to TPM
for you.
vids.
Let's Texas.
So make sure to leave a like and subscribe.
Oh no! No sweat, man. I'll
I'm
get
just
my
trying to get ads
time,
over
my friend.
LX.
Growing up, my brother and I always wanted to live like a celebrity. What do you think?
Oh my god. Sorry, I didn't mean to do phase rugging. I like to watch my videos and 2 times speed, but for YouTube, I'll do this. Editor, add in my other phones a video. Good video. I just left a comment on it, so make sure to like it up, spank it up. My iPad is frozen. Yeah. It's not turning off. Technical difficulties. Left. Which one? I'm having to relaunch. Hey, editor, re-adding my video. Let me just turn on do not disturb. That's what I was trying to do before it lagged on me for 1 hour. That's fine.
TPM Vids Disney Beat,
Nope,
where we
not
talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. You can also find us on all your favorite social media platforms.
On YouTube.
Picture this. You're standing in the Smuggler's Run pre-show room and a very impressive animatronic steps forward. If you're not deep into Star Wars, though, you might not know who you're looking at or why this moment matters. Well, this was a situation presented by former Imagineer Jim Scholl. He went on to say that good storytelling requires prior knowledge of stories and characters for a ride experience to succeed. Now, to be fair, the pre-show does actually tell you who he is and what you're going to be doing.
Hello, my friends. I am Hondo Onaka, and this is Onaka Transport Solutions. Today, I am offering the opportunity of a lifetime. I need flight crews to transport this valuable merchandise across the galaxy.
So, do you really need prior knowledge for a ride to succeed?
Yes.
Or is it more about execution? Because the ride itself should do the work. Then late Imagineer Eddie Soto replied with something that hits at the heart of theme park design. He said dialogue is usually lost on the audience. The situation between characters or sight gags of what's going on is usually what reads first, dialogue second. On a ride, you're constantly moving, looking around at different things, and audio can get lost. So this got me thinking, do modern Disney rides overcomplicate the experience? Do they rely too much on story and dialogue that's spelled out for us? They're definitely immersive experiences, but they also tend to cast you into the story. And once you're in the story, the ride starts explaining itself to you. More classic rides trusted you to interpret what was happening in the scene, whereas modern rides often tell you. I mean, you shouldn't need to know deep character backstories or catch every single line of dialogue to understand what's happening. So today,
go on what TPM Vids is saying. I love this guy. He knows a lot about Disney, a lot about stuff I didn't even know. And yeah, you should watch at least the movie and know the characters before going on the Disney rides. If you're going to Disney in like a week or a month, you should, and you have like nothing else to do, and all you do is sit at home and watch shows, instead of watching YouTube, watch Disney shows and Disney stuff that has to do with the stuff. Like if you're going to all 4 Disney theme parks, check out all of the characters and shows that you need to see for the theme parks, so you know everything about it. And watch TPM vids. I'll leave a link to his video on his channel because he covers a lot about the theme parks and stuff that you didn't even know. I love him. He's my Disney goat. He's my Disney go-to. If you need Disney life hacks, go to him. If you want to know Disney secrets, go to him. For life hacks, you should go to, I'm sorry, TPM vids. If you can ask me to edit out this post, but for Disney life hacks, do WFB guides, Disney food blogs, and they do some cool Disney life hacks. So yeah, let's get back to the video.
Let's explore the history of storytelling in Disney attractions and whether modern rides have gotten a bit too complex. Disneyland is where it all began, and 2 of the most important Disney attractions ever built.
I'm gonna turn up my brightness on my iPad and turn you off. Can you still see me? A little bit, but so you can see me well, I have a light. I'm turning it on now. Please don't fall. I'm putting on my mic. Yep. I turn it down because it's a little bright. I'll go up 1 notch. Now I'm back. Hope you guys are liking this nighttime-esque vibe.
Were Pirates of the Caribbean in 1967 and the Haunted Mansion in 1969. These rides are obviously packed with story, but one key difference when compared to newer rides is they don't depend on a single linear plot. The story has progression and the scenes are very readable, but they don't spell everything out for you. Like Soto said, the sight gags and situations between characters let you know exactly what's happening. On Pirates of the Caribbean, we know the pirates in the jail cell are trying to get the key from the dog without ever needing to hear any dialogue. Even in the burning town scene, there are many different pirates, each telling their own story. Like this one with the hats. He has 1 foot in the boat and the other on shore. You can piece together that this pirate just looted these chests and hats and is now trying to make his big escape. The notion of showing the audience and not spelling it out can even be seen on the Haunted Mansion. In the ballroom scene, some ghosts materialize right before our eyes, then in the graveyard, the caretaker—
Disney, if you guys want to, can I please get a behind the scenes tour that goes like through every single ride, and I get to touch like or go up close to every single animatronic? Because if you guys help me get to 50,000 subscribers, I will do a long video on it and pay you guys half of the money of it till I private the video. So that could be a long time. So Disney, give me to 50,000 subscribers and give me a ticket to all 4 of the Disney World theme parks and bring me behind the scenes and bring me to every single part of the rides where I just walk and not ride, and I get to be up close near each animatronic.
is obviously terrified since more of the 999 happy haunts have come to play. There are dozens of them, and as the audience, we can just imagine what their mortal lives were like. The scene isn't telling us a plot. We're being shown a world, and there's a reason why, after almost 60 years, both rides are timeless Disney classics. They have so much detail that you can ride dozens of times and still notice something new every single time. This is also supported by the audio design. Pirates of the Caribbean, for example, has a very layered soundscape with overlapping conversations and sound effects that just run on a continuous loop. Existencio recalled Walt Disney describing it like a cocktail party, where you catch little pieces of dialogue from around the room. Here, riders are the observers, getting a snippet of these scenes. Looping audio helps create a textured atmosphere where you're overhearing an entire world and are plot.
Hertz Cars are newest fleet yet at Hertz.com.
Now you see me? Now you don't. Did you see me? Bro, let me go. I'm Chloe Kitts, and this is my mic.
The Jungle Cruise, which was one of Disneyland's opening day rides in 1955, uses the same basic idea where the ride doesn't really
I hate roller coasters. I like Space Mountain over at Disneyland, California, but I don't like the Space Mountain in Magic Kingdom in Florida. I hated that one. If I wanna, I can charge my Apple Watch and you guys can just hear me. I'm just like screaming. I hate it.
follow a plot. It just takes you on a cruise along a series of rivers where you come face to face with a variety of animatronic animals. The skipper's commentary does heighten the experience.
If you want to watch Disney videos, I've done. Go to my oldest videos. Because I have a crap ton of Disney videos from all 4 theme parks in Orlando.
But the staging of each scene provides clear storytelling on their own. There's a pretty good chance a rider will not absorb every line of dialogue, which is okay though, because these rides make sure the visuals do the heavy lifting. You can understand the scene in seconds, and the skipper's jokes are just icing on the cake. The same can be said about Disneyland's Fantasyland dark rides. Even though they condense an entire movie into a 2-minute ride, they're still visually easy to follow because the audience already knows the story. If you've seen Peter Pan just once, you don't need the ride to explain who Captain Hook is and why he's trying to catch Peter Pan. These rides don't have much dialogue, but the action is familiar and simple, and that's also why It's a Small World works so well. It's a very simple concept that uses animatronic dolls and a continuous song as a way to promote world peace. The execution is perfect, with memorable vignettes where we're just there to observe.
If you haven't heard, just USA, just being USA, not good. I'm not getting into politics because I want the channel to be a good, family-friendly channel that you can watch with your family. So if you want to get into politics, that's X, aka Twitter for ya.
Observe the different regions across the world. Even beyond the early days of Fantasyland, the vignette scene structure still showed up time and time again. In the 80s, rides at Epcot still followed this model. Horizons showed us the possible future of life on land, sea, and outer space. World of Motion took us through the history and achievements of transportation.
I wish Disney has these rides still, because I would want to go on these closed rides, because I've seen VHS tapes from when my mom was a kid, and because my grandpa would film a crap ton of VHS tapes for all of us, for his enjoyment, and he filmed a lot at Disney World, and I'd want to go on these rides in person again. So like, if someone at Disney, please reach out to me, because I want to have like a big area that has only closed Disney rides. Whenever a Disney ride closes or changes, rebuild will be at ours, and it will open a month or a year after it closes. So like, yeah, because I want to have every single closed Disney ride from every single theme park from overseas to in the USA. So yeah.
Then Spaceship Earth showed us the history and advancements of human communication. All these rides showcase a series of scenes and didn't follow one tight character plot. The exception to this statement would be the original Journey into Imagination, which had more of a clear guided arc, but the scenes still spoke for themselves. As you can see, there's no denying that Disney's ride design leaned heavily into the immersive atmosphere, but they didn't spell it all out for us. Then as the 80s came to a close, there was a shift. The rides didn't just become more story-driven, they also became more plot-dependent. A major turning point when it comes to storytelling on Disney rides can be seen.
I love looking at nostalgia videos. I like looking at videos when I'm a kid. So like, if you guys find good videos about Disney, like any Disney World theme park from pre-2012, I want to see, like from 2011 and backwards. I want to see Disney theme parks from the 1955s until the 2011s. December of 2011. That'll be the last time I want to see it, because I was born in January of 2012.
With Splash Mountain. It had one of the strongest beginning, middle, and ends that read more like a film. These outdoor sections set up the atmosphere of the ride. Then once you're inside, you meet Brer Rabbit and find out that he wants to leave his home in search of adventure. Then you watch Brer Bear and Brer Fox try to capture Brer Rabbit. The big climax happens on the final lift hill, and then you're at the finale where you learn that Brer Rabbit made it home safely. It had a real narrative, but even if you missed some of the dialogue, you still understood what was happening thanks to the scene staging. The music also did a lot of heavy lifting, creating a different emotional mood through each section of the story. Because the dialogue and music would play on loop, you wouldn't hear everything, but that didn't stop you from following the story. Tower of Terror is another great example of an original story that's still easy to follow. The pre-show establishes the lore of the hotel, then the narration on the ride is simple and to the point, allowing the atmosphere around us to tell more of the story.
Things either, like horror.
Same goes with Indiana Jones at Disneyland. Sure, there's some dialogue from Indy sprinkled through the ride, but it's easy to understand with the action alone.
And sorry for pausing it a lot. I just want to play it out and have my stuff. If you don't want to watch it without me pausing it, then go watch it yourself and go to 8 minutes and 17 seconds. And then bye-bye. And then come back to this video afterwards, because this video is going to be long.
There is nothing wrong with a ride having a story, and it can even have a strong narrative. Stories just need to be simple enough that the average guest can grasp it instantly. When we jump into... that's where the debate really starts. Even have a strong narrative. Stories just need to be simple enough that the average guest can grasp it instantly. When we jump into more modern rides today, that's where the debate really starts. Within the last decade, Imagineers have used some of the latest technology to create many captivating ride experiences. The only thing is that these modern rides tend to do something very different. More often than not, you're placed right into the story where characters talk directly to you. You're sort of treated like a scene partner, which creates a much different experience than, say, Pirates. Now, one of these modern rides is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which can be found at Walt Disney World and Disneyland Paris.
Going to Paris.
Once you're shrunk down to the size of a rat, the characters all address riders directly as you're scrambling through the kitchen. Now, if you don't catch the dialogue, it's not a big deal, especially since half of it is in French and half is in English. Even if you don't understand every word, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure still works because the visuals do the heavy lifting.
Gracie, go!
Then there's Frozen Ever After, which is another ride that casts you into the story. It also breaks the fourth wall immediately, with Olaf telling riders,
We're going up to Elsa's ice palace with you, all of you! See you there!
even if you miss this piece of dialogue though, you still see the palace come into view on your way up the lift hill.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're inside the palace with Olaf, Anna, Kristoff, and Elsa. Thankfully, Frozen Ever After isn't super plot heavy because the scenes aren't as instantly readable as they could be. Here, the dialogue and songs carry a lot more of the weight. It's a little different though compared to Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey in Tokyo, where it's just a retelling of the film. Here, riders are merely observers of the story told in Japanese.
California,
If you're familiar
or in Orlando, but soon to be Paris.
with Frozen but can't
But I
understand
want to definitely go to all of the Disney theme parks in the world in my lifetime. Like go to Japan, Hong Kong, Shanghai, Disney Dubai.
Japanese, the visuals and layout of the scenes make it pretty easy to understand.
私を助けるために自分を犠牲にするなんて
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is another great example which transports riders right into the cartoon world. With Goofy taking riders for a spin on his train, there's definitely storytelling, but most of it is communicated visually using tons of gags. The dialogue is not necessary to understand what's happening.
Ready and...
Not to mention, the rhythm and movement of the trackless ride vehicles also help convey some of the emotion of the story. Although we're technically part of the action with characters directly addressing riders, Runaway Railway reads a lot more like a classic Disney ride because it's gag-driven and visual first. Not to mention it goes back to Disney's roots by having a catchy theme song on the ride. Now, modern storytelling doesn't stay this clean, especially when talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot. The coaster itself is a blast, but the setup can be a lot with two separate pre-shows. Now, these pre-shows do allow them to tie Guardians of the Galaxy into the Big Bang, but by the time you get to the teleportation room, it can start to feel like the story has dragged on longer than it needs to. Most guests don't walk off Cosmic Rewind talking about the story or how immersed they felt. It's all about the coaster experience, whether it's the backwards launch or the spinning. The ride medium really needs to be taken into account because in this case, you don't need all that storytelling to enjoy this coaster in the dark. Heading in the total opposite realm though, there's Navi River Journey at Animal Kingdom, which is one ride that's often described as being underwhelming. It does a great job of creating a visually enriching atmosphere, allowing riders to explore the beauty of Pandora's bioluminescent forest. It's a slow, leisurely ride, but by the time you get to the conclusion with the Navi Shaman of Songs, no real action has taken place. The ride abruptly ends and it leaves you wanting more. It's kinda like if Pirates of the Caribbean was just the burning town scene with no animatronics, and it ends with Captain Jack Sparrow getting the treasure. A ride that's more vibes-focused can absolutely work, but in the case of a slow-moving boat ride, guests still want some escalation or payoff. If Navi River Journey had an additional scene with some audio animatronic creatures, it could make a big difference. One thing I really do appreciate though is that Imagineers went back to a more classic approach with this ride. All the music and audio runs on a continuous loop, and riders aren't cast into the scene. It's different to how most modern rides operate, especially trackless rides that use a lot of triggered and timed show elements. It can complicate things, and when certain rides depend on triggered dialogue to explain the objective, missing a line can mean missing the story. Now, one of the biggest offenders And when certain rides depend on triggered dialogue to explain the objective, missing a line can mean missing the story. Now, one of the biggest offenders of modern Disney rides just happens to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Okay, you can have a seat right there. You're probably gonna have to wait for at least an hour.
An hour? What am I supposed to do for an hour?
From early on, Disney said Tiana's Bayou Adventure was going to be set after the first film and was not going to be a retelling of the movie. Now, the ride was replacing Splash Mountain, which was already designed with story pacing and structure in mind. Since we went from being observers on Splash Mountain to getting cast in the story on Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the main characters are now talking directly to us.
Welcome, y'all. Let's meet up with Louis and find some musicians for our party. Look out, Bayou, here we come.
It sort of dumbs down the storytelling. Plus, many of the key dialogue beats are triggered by the
Hello, I don't know what just
Hello,
happened. It
adding
just
my
like glitched
face cam again.
out. So let me turn off my.
Hello, I don't know what just happened.
No.
It just like glitched out. So
That's ruined it because now I have to have that on for it to work.
I just ruined it because now I have to have that on for it to work.
Odd.
Odd.
Dang it.
logs, so if there's a malfunction and no audio plays, that can create a problem. Without that dialogue, some moments become much less readable. And it's not like the animatronics and scenery make the action of the ride easy to interpret. Without dialogue, a lot of the moments with Tiana and Louis become much harder to interpret. Back to what Eddie Soto said, the situation between characters or sight gags is what usually reads first. And here, without the dialogue, you don't really know what's happening. Even Zootopia Better Together is another interesting example. Even though it's not a traditional ride, 4D attractions like this can still be really fun. The only issue is that there is so much happening on the screen between action and dialogue that it's hard to track. This attraction is information overload. Again, it circles back to the whole point Eddie Soto was making. The eyes understand faster than the ears, only here, there are so many quick cuts that your eyes don't have a chance to register what's happening a lot of the time. Now, the biggest counterpoint to this is Rise of the Resistance because it is plot-heavy, but it's still one of the most effective theme park attractions. Imagineers were very clear with their execution, so even if you miss dialogue, the physical situations are obvious. You're captured in the pre-show and then you spend the ride escaping the First Order. The stakes and action are still there, and this is exactly what Soto was talking about. The situation reads first. That's why plot-heavy ride experiences can work, as long as the visuals carry most of the weight.
Your escape pods came in a little off target.
So, do modern Disney rides rely too much on story? Well, those classic rides were obviously not storyless, but they focused a lot more on atmosphere and tone. Storytelling in general shouldn't spell everything out explicitly, but this seems to be an overall issue with most media nowadays. Storytelling should leave some room for the audience to complete the rest of the picture. A lot of modern rides cast guests as part of the story, which in theory sounds like a very immersive experience, but when characters start speaking directly to us, it can complicate things. Nothing is really left to the imagination anymore. So when modern rides get criticized for being too story heavy, I think it's usually addressing the fact that the ride is not as readable as it could be. It's no longer that.
sorry, I'm not really doing this because I just don't have time, and I just don't wanna.
Majority of it having
So,
no audio.
Yeah,
and
so
just
sorry for like
Disney.
majority of it having no audio.
It's just gonna have
and
to
just
have me. Like,
Disney.
just go watch the original
It's
one.
just gonna have to have me.
You
Like,
can blame me in the comments. Put out Panda
just
Coco
go
in
watch the
comments.
original one because I just messed up. You can blame me in the comments. Put
I
out
know
Panda
that
Coco in the
myself.
comments.
I just was like
Oh crap!
because I
Turn on my
am
microphone to tell
annoyed at myself.
I just went to add it
was
back
like,
in.
oh crap! Turn
But
on my microphone to tell
whenever I'm reacting
myself
to a video,
want to add it back in. But
I'm gonna try to have
whenever I'm reacting to a video,
phones.
I'm gonna try to have
So
two
like if I lose one,
phones
I just tell myself to use.
so it like if I lose one,
I'll just have
I
like
just
both face cams, but whenever one ends,
I'll
that
just
one
have
will
like
just
both
replace it.
face cams, but whenever one ends,
So I'm annoyed.
that one will just replace it. So I'm annoyed.
Cocktail party. So I don't think it's a matter of Disney rides relying too much on story, but more so, Disney rides need to start trusting that more passive approach again. Don't spell everything out. Moving forward, the focus needs to be on creating immersive environments that keep the objective simple. They let you feel like you travel to a place and were immersed into a world while you just watch the action unfold. With so many new Disney rides on the horizon, like the Coco Boat Ride, Indiana Jones, and Encanto in Tropical Americas, it's gonna be interesting to see what direction the Imagineers take to bring these new stories to life. So, what are your opinions on the execution of story in modern Disney rides? Do you think we need to go back to that classic approach? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button.
Did I lose anything?
Bye-bye.
Fun. I'm just waiting for it to come save to photos. Oh, that's I'm trying for it to come in. I'm waiting for it. That's why there's only a face cam. Where is? I don't have it or see it. But I'm waiting for it to come in. Where is it? Oh yes, it says. It's not even playing. Where's my other phone? You're just going to see the behind the scenes of me recording a video on my second. No, let's. Oh yes. I'm trying to make it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That was annoying on the Mr. Beast video, but because that's the reason why it scared me, was my 3-hour video I reacted to Mr. Beast, and I messed up the beginning audio. That made me annoyed, but like, who cares? But since I know it works, I'm ending off you and now recording that video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Good.